Hello, this is Miho from Canada. How are you guys doing? I hope your mental and physical health are good and fit. So, today I'm going to talk about the rocking chair method. I use this often when I make a big decisions. That means that you're wondering, should I do it or shouldn't I do it? Should I proceed or not? Because you have so many reasons not to. The finance or your time, your job and your guts and your intuition says not quite sure, but you want to do it, but you're just at the edge, and in your heart you want to do it, but there are other factors in your life that it's preventing, or sometimes you're just not sure which way you're supposed to take or you want to take. So when you are in that the fork, like in the woods, like whether you go right and left and one side looks dark, the other side looks lighter, that's another way to look at it. But I use this rocking chair method, and that is, so you put yourself on a chair and you're about 90 years old and you look back your life and kind of think, oh, this was my life and it's been really good. Then you ask yourself, to that 90 years old yourself, first, if you decided not to do this, not to proceed, how would you feel then? Number two, if you decided to go for it and proceed, even though you have so many reasons not to, how would you feel? When you ask this question to yourself, who is like 90 years old, looking back your life, and inside of yourself have certain feelings, certain feel for those events. And if you hear yourself saying or feeling that, oh, I should have done that, I wish I have taken that opportunities, or I should have grabbed that, the timing, and I so regret that I didn't take that chance. If you feel that voice inside of you, this is the key that I will just proceed and do it. And people say that towards the end of the life, things they don't really like the feel is the regret. Something they could have done it, but they didn't do it. And they feel, the regret that, oh, wish I had done that. So that is the kind of place where you're at making decisions. So ask yourself, who's 90 years old, looking back your life and rocking in your own chair, and how you feel. You ask that person, well, that is yourself, but 90 years old yourself. And that kind of makes you a better decision, better perspective, because when you're making the decisions, you have so many probably fears and uncertainty, unknown, and you have other factors like finance or family situation, jobs, and your health and all that. And it's very confusing. But this is your life to make decisions on what's the best then. So I get those, the rocking chair method and talk to myself, see how I feel. And that's a good sort of indicator for you to make decisions. And when you do proceed something new, we have this habit of comparing to the others or to the outside. And I have those habits too, still do. And because we are so trained to compare yourself to the other forces, like competition, athletes, they're a good comparison. They motivate together, and they grow, and they make new records and all that good competition. But when you start comparing yourself to the other factors or outside or other people, when you think about it calmly, those other people have a different background, different growing up process, and different start line, different timeline, and different skills, experiences. So you cannot really compare yourself to the others, because they might have already experienced certain things where you never done it, or vice versa. You compare to the others who have never done anything like that, but you have in the past. So there is no measurable points where you can really compare yourself to the others. When you focus outside, you always find something or somebody who's better than you, or who's not good at it, or inferior to you, or something like that. And then you start to beat yourself up if you compare to the others who are so superior to you, but they might have already done that before, or certain experiences before. So it's not a fair comparison to you. So you always focus on yourself. You compare yourself to yourself yesterday, and today you will aim what you will be tomorrow in the future. So you constantly improve from yesterday in the past to the present now, and to the future tomorrow. And even though a little tiny bit of progress is a success, that's how we grow up, and that's how we progress. So focus is you. No matter how tiny the progress is or how big the progress is, it all depends on you. And when you start looking outside and start to observing other people who had a huge success in one area or in the same categories that you're at, you get depressed, or you get nervous, you get frustrated and stressed. But in reality, they might have had certain experiences before, and it's just a different timeline, and your time will come, and it's just a different pace of learning as well. And if you compare that person to the different categories, you might be superior, you might be better, than that person who you're comparing yourself now, that you think you're lower than that. So it gets really, really confusing messages to your head, and you cannot really focus on what you're doing. So focus is not outside, focus is yourself. And when you keep constantly doing that, you're just looking internally all the time, and it's your habit. And so others' progress becomes like your scenery. Wow, it could be done, So you take it as an inspiration, not, in a negative, like a stressful way. So take it as an inspiration, like more like a nice scenery, the goal, and you compare yourself to yesterday and today and the future. And that's much healthier, and it really produced the good results at the end. So take that and enjoy your progress. Okay, see you soon.